Today I want to share the story about my first mentor. Let me take you back about 15 years ago in 2010, my first job back in Brazil. I joined for an internship as a software engineer. The first couple of weeks were tough because I wasn't up to speed with my obligations yet. So every day I would work relentlessly to overcome my imposter syndrome, which now I realize always happens for a couple of months every time I join a new job. But I didn't know that back then. Back in those days, even though there was already social media, it wasn't even close to how pervasive it is nowadays. So it was actually not too difficult to focus. And after coming back home, I'd still keep studying and practicing so I could become proficient in my job. I was taking it really seriously. At one point, I joined the team where Ivan was the tech lead, and he had been with the company for a couple of years then. Although Ivan had not a very serious tone when communicating, he clearly cared a lot about the quality of what was being built and also to create a good environment for the team. Ivan would give lots of advice to people, at least for anyone who cared to listen. And although not everyone did, I took things to heart. We would do code reviews for hours and have extensive discussions about how to name a variable, how to better modularize the code, or what was the best coding syntax standard for us to use in the code base. He would talk about how the code itself should read as a story. Ivan was my first mentor, and his mentorship wasn't restricted to coding. He also helped me understand the internals and politics inside the company, something that would take me much longer to understand if done by myself. With time, after a couple of months, my imposter syndrome went away completely. We worked in the same team for a while, and our mentor and protege relation grew stronger. Even though when at some point our technical abilities weren't too far apart, the respect was still there, and is even to this day. We would both work hard together until late hours, burning the midnight oil, something I hope to never have to do again, and also to have fun outside work during happy hours or other events. The quality of the projects our team built together had a good reputation inside the company. We built the main websites for Advil, Nicorette, Johnson's Baby, Centrum, Chapstick, and many others. And after a couple of years working together, we were sent to Argentina at a newly opened office to train the recent software engineers, where I would find myself as a mentor. Ivan would recommend me books, and to his own surprise, I would actually read them. Later on, he would tell me that apparently almost no one used to read the books he recommended. I still remember to this day a story in one of those books which talked about broken windows. Not the operational system, that can't be fixed. Just actual windows. Do you know why some governments will fix broken windows in abandoned buildings? Because if they are left broken, it's easier for someone else to think that breaking another one is not a problem. But if you fix them instead, it's more difficult for someone to break the first one. We can see a similar behavior in poorly maintained bathrooms. The point is, bad behavior encourages bad behavior. And the book pointed to this fact happening in code bases as well. If bad code is committed to the code base, it encourages more bad code to be added. It multiplies itself, and things get out of control really quickly. I never forgot this story. The book is called Clean Code, and years later, I would find myself sharing the same story and making the same recommendations to other people in other teams at other jobs. Today, I'm happy to call Ivan my friend. And even though we've been living in different countries for over a decade now, I still take his teachings with me and find myself repeating them when mentoring other people. I've had maybe one or two more mentors ever since, but none other really comes to mind when I think about mentorship. It's wonderful how much a good can come from a good mentor. I hope to be able to keep learning and to find new great mentors and proteges along the way, and to keep fixing broken windows. Thank you.